You ought to see that.
Suda Suji Dina Dusmajibam Singhi Gundagi Malu de Dadam Jela Ludang Aye Dawe Jagi Sambu Jibim Tobdagi Givadam Jigi Hunsum Dushingi Dungi Lura Abdumba Yawa Kulla Rabdu Chaksalu Duljedina Dung Sangi Nama Sangi Sigi Una Jubada Dedra Shugi Malu Badam Chege Wadagi Kawarame Deda Habame Gesu Nama Yangi La Gesu Dragungi Gewa Rabju Chi Devara Shiva Dhamje Dagi Bindra Bhumya Shi Nambar Daba Wanchin Sirgi Sashi Bindra Rike Shi Jar Guruyogi Guruyosu Hongari Gelborira Shalubabo lo zambuli anuya phalange Chandramige shardulu dalu balaya Ayashin nubdu yunde dalam chodo chandu ramye Ramigin geda rinpo chi riyo Baksam gishingen dojuyem Mamu pe loto kurlo rinpo chi Nurbu rinpo Tunmo rinpo chi Lutpo rinpo chi Langbo rinpo chi Tatu rinpo chi Ayamahu rinpo
Atama luma karma medoma
Dukwema nasalama Tichama Yimadawa Rinpoche duya shole nambrege Yase usuladami Bendraputumozo Matangwa me vadingi tume bende lamadam Shengane gachugi kurlo yunmi che paragurwe yundu buwaragi Tukjedru Shisu su shini jingi labdu su Sashi fugi jushin mido jamri
Jirab lingshi
Nidi gimbadi sangi shindu mikse bulwaye Drukun namdajin Tripreshu idam gujuratnami
Mandala
Kaniraya Gurwa me
Nepal me kus
Sungava me bala me Sundurva me vai
Lame thuk
Lame kusundula chapselo Sharadurji
Riki khandoma
Kudu karme dandan de Randa durje bhavo che Kurdu khandu Bumgi kuraki kurdan zil aslwa de shargiyadar Ingsi de shargiz madu kis Jiritam siye
Chingi tondo
Gusindi lame gusi siye Dursim siye Muchugi kalgi Shabdi sholorin chirigi Kanchu makudu sirmi dandan de randa Jinjung bawe che kurdu kanchu bumgi Ke kurdan jela surwadi Loye dardai sudu loye Jiridam si jingi donjo se Gusinde lame gusi si Rinjung si ngunju Kalgi bardu jabdi shunu be marigi Kanchu makudu marmin dandan Randa padma bao che kurdu kanju bumgi kuragi
Ke kurdan jela
Sulwadi nubgi daratai suidu
Nugi
nubgi
suma
sumadodu
dodo
Chiridam si jingi donjo ze gusinde lame gusi si nangta si ngurju Kalgi bardu jabdi shi jali giri gi kanju magudu jangi na
Dang den
Rangda karma bao che kurdu kanju bumgi kuragi
Ke kurdan jela surwadi
Jangi daratai sudu jangi sumadu su jiridam si Donjo ze gusinde lame gusi si
Kage Bardo
Shabdeshu Budari Kia Kanju Magudo Karsala Danda De Randa Budaba
Kurdu Kandu Bungi
Kuragi Kurda Jela Sulwa De Wigi Dardai Wigi Sumadu Chidamzi Jingi Dondro Ze Guzinde Kutsi Singi Nangzi Ziye
Maduye
Kage Parde Shabde Shu
Tamba Jala Jin
Sume Sangi Chui Mata Kandu Due Jin Jin Dile Lakba Jina Me Jin Dile Tigro Medba Durje Bunjuro
Meba Jije Tarwa Sengi Ti
Sena Me
Chindila Gonde Jugo
Dendima Peme Dene Mari Muze Me De Sendi Me Badave
Dandile La
Vajna Me Dendila Gonde Jusu Migro Yono Jusu Miga Saya Dabre Jusu Yome
Durje Dabu
Jusu Lundu Chimpe Mandu Jusu Jole Nangila Jusu Om Nasi Namdara Tashi Jusu Jingna Jupaye
Sangye Cheda Gindu
Pape Kula Saksala Daksa Tashi
Jimi Jebu Saltana Tundu
Big Palagi Jabel Samba
Kula Gumba Jajara
Tapa Jelundu Darba Jabel Tani
Simjin Kamjat Lago Taweba Nitim Deba Tarabata Simzama Debe Tashi Palbalawa Deva Sheba Jela Jambe Juno Palzana Doje Dewa
Kunboy Jambe Besaye
Nimbo Deva Nambase
Namge Nimbo Pasu Kundu
Upala Dorje Patkara Lushi
Nirbuye Karari Hima
Chansan Lenam
Tashi Bulgi Jo Chanshi Simba Gela Chaksalo Rinche Dushu
Tashi Zirgi
Duju Gumsa Ido Kamala
Nyenda Tongda Bendo
Balbiyo Minu Gelse Wangir Kurlo De Rinche Da Yigi Chakse Jen Chodu
Gigso Tembe Palpa Vata Lama
Kela Chakse Lo Tsamba Chinpu
Denjo
Simi Puya Midu Denda Gilbo Ilkursa
Pakke Poda Luani
Mi Zanam Tuzete La De Kurlo Da Rishu Tutu Yandurji Sempi Wari Jishudi Yalsenzi Sasum Nesu Gile Tashi Benji De Gywa Chaksalu Daksa Dingdi Chawa Tumbala Gidang
Yewa Tawa
Kunshi Jin
Dutane Palbala
Samdu
Samdu
Yijin
Yijin
Tashi Dile Bunsu Sobarshu Om Nasi
Namdara Shilu
Tashi Shukri Jina Jupaye
Sanje Chudan Dindu Bhavet La Chakra Tata
Tashi Shukri
Jimi Gyalbo Zaldane Dundu Gong Chambe Jem Yada Bambam
Kulla gomba gece çapa celun botar bazar Veldani simce
Tamce la gonta
Bebeğizin tepa Sera çapıl de
Senzam tebe
Balbel vade Şifa gila çakselu Cembe şunu
Baldana
Durcizi cirizi Mağun bu cembe
Sayı mudibanam
Senem giyim bu Paşı kundu zayıf
Dorje te karalu
Şidan ürbuda Diri mayi çapı Taşıp geçiyor Cancı zimba gela Çapsalır ince tuşur Taşı sirgiye yandışım
Yung kamala nyenda tongda pendo Minup yazale wanjuru kurlo te bence tajo Chokdi gyalwa chejin geje mati suho
Jimbe kulbe Tashi namu gela Chapselu Samba chimbo Dejun simi Mikton denda gyalbo yungo Bagi putalu Namde zede la de Kurlo tanti shula Dumtun durji jimbe
Piwaral ji juden gyaljin sazane
Gile tashi ben
Jikten chongwa jela
Chapsalu daksa dindre Chawa zumbala
Gegdanye vara tsewa kunshine
Dudin babi samdu ishi Tashi dele Sumritu praishu Nasi namdara zilin Tashi jodri Shukbaye
Sanje cheda
Gidin babi Sakulna Tamsala Tashi shudu
Jinni gyalbo chalten
Dundu
Jambe
Jambe
jambe gadaba La gomba jajare taba jalbo tarba atada Simjane tamje la gon
Jambe be isi zeba zera double de
Senzam tebe tashi palpal wa
Devra shiva gela chaksalu Jambe shinu
Paldana
Turji zi jiri ziwa
Gumbo jambe
be sayi Dipa number zenam ki bo Pasu kundu zayu
Ube dorje
Petralu shidan durbuda warari Himayi
Sakten legnam tashi palgi
Jangchod simba gila Chakselu Shinchen dusho
Tashi sergi
Tujumu kumsai doge mala ngendadun Kuncho palbiyo yeminu gyase Awangiro kurlo derin cheta
Tajo
Kiki chaksen che shudu gewa Shujin kikin ma kisam
Kikso
Nbe palbi tashi
lamo jela Jajembo denjo seme pu
Mida denda gelbo il kursun
Hake boda loa mi
Zanam du sidi nasi kurlo dan tishu
Shula dan
Tun durji jimbi wari tishu di gilsin zi chasumni Gili tashibi Alu daksa dindri
Chawa chumbala
Gidang yewa sewa kunshi shin tudun samde ishin dre Tashi dile funsun Chomba ishin
Angela Manja, Tunjisem La Toba, Chingilo, Janjaba, Davela Manja, Tuiji Dundeba, Chingilo, Janjaba, Yandam La Zoje, Chogema, Tomba Jenjelo Jajaba Sumkan Roje Lenam Jenjoba Jingilo Jajaba Doje Gonjunjunda Nanjaba Jajaban Dorjibun Zoje Tanon Jomen Jomba Jingilom Jajabaja Chembojun Korndeyere Metomba Jingilo Tadang Dejen Zame Nazo Yegi Jedaba Jiri Shizero Jode Dejorin Namla Biwa See you.
Do Damba Chua Damba Da Singin Namda Juba Dusha Marmi Choda Dubu Damba Gewa Tidalan Shibregi Nasa Damba Namda Dichoda Chimi Purma Shirabanyamba Da Kubegim Shukri Gewa Tidalani Shibregi Shivagana Lami Shiva Tidalani Zambuja di bed dagi gewa bulla taksla shibragi ducha jidan wangi ni luda da di ji gyan di bada Teda dam teda yi susre sha chuje gewa gun sangi sirangi lam da lu da milo da jua gun yezan Kala yang teda kungi jis da ira kana chuji Dunman ma janju imbra sangi ma sangi gumbu teda Hamji la gulu lana midbra gulu gui
Nyangin datun kanshi teda la
Pinchi divi shri
Gyalwang
shingi dingi shukraya dagi dalmu Surgi tapla wada shuji shambada jisui shangui Suwai giwa shuzi dagi jisa Tamji sobe jangshu shiringo Simche namgi sambadang luye Sita wara chechu dunmo dikwa Shugi kurlo kurdus
Disum sanye dam jegang hori dan jangol jodo jodo kadin summa me banje dang Lama dam be shabje be mojma me bala gosum rado dang adeva jembe konne ja ante jodo jodo jo Dadan lame ju jingi labdos omen chugi inge padana disum sanye kunjong Marasam Chokong Sumtan Zaba, Zalame Shabla Zawand. Kamban Juni Dongi Dana, the Junamunja Vakan, so that the Damajuni Chandade. Yamran Bogatan Jinji, Laigano, Donation Gate, from Dadami, Ganamda. Doakungi Dagi, Zamatam Jacket, Dagi, Dohantea. First of all, I just want to welcome you all to this. So-called retreat, and the retreat we are thinking of doing here is how do you say, bit of a relaxed session through the different method of Buddhist teachings, the teachings of Lord Buddha. I guess many of you coming from many different places, such as mostly you are from a big city, and we don't where you normally cannot find that much of inner peace, that much of time to relax and time to rest, because you guys have a lot of things to do almost every hours. Some people does not even have enough time to sleep. So of course this kind of retreat is very much needed for those kind of people who has not much of chances to rest and relax. The reason why that kind of relax and resting time is needed for people like us is that we as a Buddhist and we as a spiritual followers, we want to see the nature of the mind. That's the key point. That's the key point, That's the main reason why we are Buddhist. That's the main reason why the Buddha Shakyamuni has given a teaching, volumes of teachings. If the meaning or if the goal isn't to find the mind, to find the nature of the mind, then there is not much of goal other than that as a Buddhist. Of course, in other religion, they have a bit of different way of approaching. For example, some of the religion, they believe in a God. So those religion that they believe in a God, who's in a creator, as a creator of the world, then of course for them the goal is that to please the God so that the world will be better. So in order to please the God, of course you need to do many ethical practices, etc., etc. So goal is a little different than the Buddhist goal. The Buddha's teachings always mention about the karma, cause and effect. So this actually means that the world is not created by the God. World is created by the by the karma. Karma is actually is our own doing and also the effect of doing, and that itself, that itself shows that the nature of the mind is very much the principle of the karma. There is no other karma than the nature of the mind. It comes like that. It explains that way. Of course, many people don't understand that, even though we understand that the Buddhists always mentioning about the karma. And karma is, of course, cause and effect. Everybody knows that. I mean, I wouldn't say everybody, but maybe 85% of the Buddhist, Buddhist followers or Buddhist scholars, they know that. But they don't know that this refers to the mind, nature of the mind. This is the ignorant that we normally have. And as a Buddhist, and even as a scholar, as a very educated kind of Buddhist, they don't know this part, that the nature of the mind is being a karma. That is something that is very, very, very backward, very, very, very lacking. So therefore, our own goal is the nature of the mind. That we have to find out. And of course, it's easy to say that, but it's difficult to practice. So therefore, Buddha Shakyamuni was very kind enough to find the solution for us. And the biggest solution, or the primary solution, really, which is very important, is karma. To find a karma, to practice the karma, to nourish the karma, to redirect the karma, the karma, and also to approach the karma in a way that, leads the life in a kind of a calm and peace and fruitful way. Generally speaking, we as a human being in general, we have to live in this world very comfortably, very happily, very successfully, very meaningfully. And we all know that. And especially when we say comfortably. We all likes comfort, comfortable, happy life, comfortable life. But now, when it comes to practice, we don't know how to practice. So there's many levels of practices, how to achieve the happiness of life. Many, many levels. So that's the point where we can get a little bit of confusion. Because we believe that we have one way to go. We have one true way of going. But it's not true. Everyone has a single, every single person has a different way of approaching. Because we have different way of looking at the world. That's natural, very natural. It's not something surprise or something shocking. It's a natural. I like that, you don't like that. I like this, you don't. I don't like this, you like this. For example, you like to drink water, I don't like to drink the water. You like to drink the alcohol, I don't like to drink the alcohol. Same with the tea, coffee, any sorts of drink. And with the food also. Some of you like meat, I don't like meat. Some of you like rice, I don't like the rice, for example. So of course, we do have a liking and disliking. So this actually means that we all are in a different, we have different senses, different way of approaching the world, different the life. Not only different body and different sort of style of living, but we have different way of sensing the world. So this is the reason why we have a different way of approaching the Buddha nature. We have a different way of going through the enlightenment path. That is the reason why, really the main reason why the Buddha's teaching is varieties, varieties of teachings in the Lord Buddha's teaching. So many volumes. No one has this kind of teachings. Muslim doesn't have, Islamic religion doesn't have that many of teaching. I think only 1 or 2 volumes, that's all. And Christianity has only one Bible. And of course the Hindu is a very, very, very big religion. It is even the biggest religion in the world, I would say, but still has only one volume, main volume. And of course there are many, many different volumes are there, but the main volume is only one. So, but in the Buddhist, we have at least 100 volumes in this world. But of course many volumes are taken to the different planets as a blessings and as a gift from the Buddha. But those volumes, teachings of volumes of the Buddha, the teachings of the Buddha, those are in the volumes in this world. I think more than hundreds. So many volumes of teachings are there, because so many varieties of approaching enlightenment path. We have a different way of tasting, different way of thinking, naturally. So therefore we need lots of different teachings. Generally some people, nowadays, some people think that Buddhist is very confusing, very complicated, which is true. In a way it's a very complicated, but in a way it is a very, very, very interesting for us to choose, because, the teaching is designed so that we all can join together and, enjoy and, practice. So it's not at all boring, not at all boring, not at all, dictating, dictating. It is not a dictating kind of religion. That somebody says you have to do that, you must do that. If you don't do that, you're finished. Not like that. You have a varieties of ways you can choose, so that you can develop your life, adjusting to the nature of the mind, to the nature of the things that are how do you say, that are functioning in your system. So, for instance, you may like, I may like to sort of join in a way that say in a way that you for example, like in the Mahayana, like if I like Mahayana, but you like maybe the Theravadan, the Hinayana, and someone likes the Vajrayana. Not only the liking and disliking, but also at the same time you have the quality to practice so and so path, and I have a different quality to practice so and so path. So I have to go about according to my own capacities, and also you go about your own capacities. I can't really say that you have to go according to mine, and you can't also force me that I have to go according or follow your path. The Buddha Shakyamuni has given so many choices. So this is the reason why the Buddha Shakyamuni has at least, the very well-known in the world, 3 yanas, 3 paths of approaching enlightenment. Mahayana, Hinayana, Vajrayana. So of course Vietnamese and Chinese and Tibetan, Tibetan is a little bit like a unique, but the Chinese and the Vietnamese, I think, and I don't know, then many other places like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, all the Buddhists in these countries, majority they are strictly follower of Mahayana. And Sri Lanka, Burma, and then some other places, like in India also, many of the Indian Buddhists, of course now not many of them exist anyway, but whoever is in there, in the real down in the India down plain in India, they are Theravadan followers mostly. And the reason why I say that Tibetan is a little unique is that Tibetan Buddhist is a very much combination of the 3 yanas. Tibetan Buddhists always practice 3 of them at the same time. In a way, it is very, 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 very good. I would say it's a very, very superb way of practicing. Not only because I'm follower of Tibetan Buddhism, but it's a very superb. But another way, I would say, maybe negative way of explaining, is that we Tibetan Buddhist followers, sometimes we get very, very confused, and we don't know how to really go about, and then sometimes we just give up. Many of us give up. Many Tibetans, they don't practice. They are very faithful. Their devotion is okay, not bad. They are faithful to the kind of Buddhist way of believing, no matter what, but Theravadan or Hinayana, Mahayana. But of course, we believe in that. So of course, devotionally we are there, but practically we don't practice. Lately, not many Tibetan lay people, not like Vietnamese or Chinese, but the lay people, they don't practice. Why? Because they don't get to practice, because it's so complicated. Because 3 yana, we have to practice 3 yana at the same time, which is very complicated anyway. Very complicated, very confusing. But it's a very nice also, very healthy, not like other Buddhist followers. For example, other Buddhist followers, if myself, I like to be Theravadan practitioner, then naturally I have a criticism to criticize Mahayana. And if I'm a Mahayana practitioner, I have a natural kind of a way naturally I have a sense of criticizing Vajrayana. Because I'm a Mahayana. The Buddha, Vajrayana is something that I don't understand. So we criticize each other, which is very commonly happening. I guess in Vietnamese also, lot of criticisms are happening around between the different yanas. I'm not talking about individual, personal level. Personally, of course, we always criticize, husband criticize wife, wife criticize husband, brother criticize sister, sister criticize brother, children criticize parents and parents criticize children. That's of course natural. That's very nature. But between the yanas, you guys, the Vietnamese, I guess, I don't know, I'm guessing, maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. But Vietnamese, I think, they have maybe a criticism between the yanas. I am a Theravadan practitioner, you are Mahayana. Mahayana is not a very nice one or something. Or Mahayana will say that Vajrayana is not good, Vajrayana is not genuine or something like that. Not genuine, not a pure kind of Buddhism. It's a kind of a little bit of like a contaminated kind of Buddhism. Pure Buddhism is Mahayana. And then the Mahayana practitioner may say that, the Theravadan gets nowhere. Theravadan gets nowhere. Hinayana is nothing. Mahayana is really the principle of the Buddhist teaching. Or like that. But in our Tibetan Buddhism, we don't have that problem. That problem is not there. Why? Because our theory is that three yanas needs to be practiced together. Externally we have to be Theravadan. Innerly we have to be Hinayana. Secretly we have to be Vajrayana. So we are very much recommended to practice three yana at the same time. So this is what I would think, or I always think, that is a very special, very, very special. Tibetan Buddhism is become very special in that case. But of course it's a special, but it's may not necessarily be special in terms of practices. Because it's very complicated, very confusing. That also must be the reason why most of the Tibetans, very sorry to say, but Tibetans, they don't practice. Maybe I'm wrong, again, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because I don't I can't speak on behalf of entire Tibetans, of course. Many Tibetans may be practicing. So of course they may say, no, you're totally wrong. So I have to say, sorry, But to me, I feel that Tibetans are not really into practice. The lay people I'm talking about. Those people who are so-called renounced and bhikshu and bhikshunis and I don't know who are in the retreat. Maybe they are doing practices, maybe. But the lay people, they don't do that much of practice. Why? Because the teaching is so complicated, becomes so complicated. Because three yana comes together, so people just go, haywalk, just they don't understand what to do. So of course they just give up. And not only this time, like at this age, but of course many generations ago, I think they have given up already. So many generations they have not been doing practices. That is also one of the reason why, we have not much of what you call that, you can't see many lay people practicing like in a grouply. If they ask them to chant, they don't. For example, just a couple of hours ago, we were discussing over there, and you guys, Vietnamese, the last year we are having retreat with the Vietnamese, arranged by something, and the Tai Thien bhikchunis they arranged, and also of course before that there are some retreat held by many different people, like for example a French group and these European people came, and many people. They were the one of the complaint that they have is they wanted to chant together. They want to practice together. What the nuns are chanting, they want to chant together. No matter whether they know or not, doesn't matter, they wanted to chant. And they want, this time they were demanding badly that some text should be given. So some piece of paper at least that they can read and make noise out of. Which is very good. Which is very unknown, unheard of in Tibetan society. Tibetan, no matter how many people comes, we have maybe hundreds of thousands of people may coming here. None of them will demand, please give us a text. We wanted to chant. Never, never, ever. This is monk's job. This is nun's job. We don't chant. We don't even bother to chant. Never, never, ever. This never heard of it. Why? Because that actually shows that Tibetan lay people, they don't practice. Why? Because it's too complicated. Too complicated. So this is the reason why I'm saying Tibetan Buddhism is so special that the Tibetan actually, what I meant by Tibetan Buddhism is not Tibetan. We are talking about the Buddhism that we are practicing. Be it practiced by Bhutanese, practiced by Sikkimese, practiced by Nepalese. Entire Nepalese Buddhism, not entire, but 70% of Nepalese Buddhism is Tibetan Buddhism, I would say. And 100% of Bhutanese Buddhism is Tibetan Buddhism. Sikkimese Buddhism is Tibetan Buddhism. So therefore I'm using just the word Tibetan Buddhism. So this is the kind of thing. What I meant to say is that, the Tibetan Buddhism, or what the Buddhism that we are practicing right now, is a combination of Buddhist, Vajrayana, Mahayana and Hinayana. Which is, again, as I said before, it's a complicated. For people like us, for lay people or for uneducated people or not prepared people, it's a very complicated. Generally speaking, non-Buddhist people, the non-Buddhist religion are much more easier than the Buddhist teaching. And then within the Buddhist teaching, the Hinayana is very, 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 easy. Very, easy and compact. Then the Mahayana. And then the Mahayana is very compact compared to Vajrayana. So when it comes to Vajrayana practice, it's a very, very complicated. And on top of everything, when you try to practice 3 of them at the same time, I'm telling you, you are asking for trouble. It's such a big hassle. It's a big hassle. It's a complicated. But it is such a beautiful practice. You are using your full capability, full, entire, fully, quality, the full quality. You are using full quality, whatever you have been given for your enlightenment. External, physical appearance, inner, the mind, the mind, and then the secret, the realization, 3 of them entirely at one go. So you are putting all there into the practice by saying that you are practicing the Buddhist path combination way, collaborated way. It's a combination, together. three of them come together. So, going back to this thing, anyway, I was very happy to hear that the people are complaining about not having anything to read and chant together. This is very good. I was always saying that when I give teachings to Ladakh and Ladakhi peoples, in Ladakhi people like that, 100% of Tibetan, the Ladakhi people or Ladakhi Buddhist people are practicing Tibetan Buddhism. So, many generations ago, they have been given, they gave up already to chant and all these things. They never chant. Mostly they chant, what really they chant is Om Mani Padme Hum. That's all. That's they do, and happily they do. That's it. No, they have never. So I always ask Ladakhi people, go and chant. Learn and how to read and chant. Do the same thing as monk. Do same thing what the nuns doing. You should be doing that. You are entitled to do it. In fact, you are very much recommended to do all the chantings and all these things at the same time. But they won't do it because it's not in their blood. It's already sort of like dried up many hundreds of years ago. It's not been there anyway. So they feel very shy to chant together. They feel very shy to even read. Even though they know how to read it, they don't want to read it because it's shy. Very daring to do that. So the main reason why they are not doing this is because it's a bit too complicated for lay people. So why it is too complicated is that, Theravada says not completely, but very different from what Mahayana say. Mahayana says it's very different from what the Vajrayana say. And Vajrayana says seemingly it's completely different things that from the Theravadins say, what the Theravadins say and the Mahayana say. So of course, three different teachings. Okay, thousands of different teachings are given, but the main teaching that has, how do you say, what you call that, division, I would say. Three main division that entire Buddha, the entire teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni. How do you say? There's a word for that, but I can't find. But anyway, three division. The Mahayana, and Hinayana, and the Vajrayana. So they have made that. So three division. Even if that number is not many, three, but the three seemingly, if you don't understand, it's very, very different. Very different. That's the reason why some Buddhists, they eat meat. Some Buddhists, they don't eat meat. Some Buddhists, they marry. Some Buddhists, they're celibacy. They don't marry. Some Buddhists, they are very colorful. Some of them are very gray. So, and some of them has a hair. Some of them has to shave. And what does this mean, actually? Some of them are wearing brown. Some of them are wearing orange. Some of them are wearing gray. Some of them are wearing black. What does this mean? So people don't understand. Even just the color of the dress, people don't understand. It's already confusing. Some people, I think they went to some gathering, I think Tibetan Buddhist gathering somewhere, I don't know, maybe in Buddha Gaya or maybe somewhere else. And they came back and they said, we were very confused, all the Rinpoches, they're wearing different hats. And looking at the hats like a headache, for us also it's a headache, because who is wearing what is, represent what, which represent what. It's just too confusing. Even to look at the hat that the Rinpoches are wearing, it's complicated. It's just unbelievable, they say. And I was also just laughing like nobody's business, because just listening to him saying that, it's a very true. Because Tibetan masters, some have, big one, that, some of them are very tall, some of them are low, some of them are green, some of them are brocade, some of them are red, some of them are yellow. I mean, some of them looks like a, bucket, one bucket goes into the hat. It looks like strange. And nobody knows what represent what, it's just too complicated. Because different yanas and the different things. We just, comes together, and then, it goes crazy. So of course people looking at them also is just like a crazy, it's like it makes also us like feel a little dizzy, I think, looking at them. I mean, I'm one of them, if I stay there, I hate to go with all these people, so therefore you guys don't see me. See my pictures in their group. Otherwise, if I go there, of course, I'm also one of them. God knows what sort of hat I have. Maybe I have a very colorful, big one, huge one. Maybe the biggest one. So that sort of things, represent what? This is the confusion that they have. So people now, how to deal with this kind of confusion? You have to have a very smart, intelligent, knowledgeable mind to cope with all these colors, shapes, different design, all these things. For example, hat itself, we have to understand, and we have to have a specially open-hearted mind to understand all of these things. So you have to have a unique capacity, unique quality to have all of these things digest. You need to have a special quality, which is, whereas in other cases, it's not very complicated, you always see one color, one hat, one thing to do, that's it. For example, Theravadan is a very much simple. Why? Because color is more or less the same. Burmese is a little bit darker than the Sri Lankans, for example, little browner. That's it. But then the same style is the same. Chanting is the same, almost. So it's like everywhere you go, it's just not very complicated. You accept that, and simple, very simple. You don't really have to have a special quality to adjust yourself with. No, nothing. It's very simple. So when you go outside of the Buddhist realm, then say Islamic religion, the other religion, the Catholic and the Christian, there are some complications, but mostly it's a kind of similar, very simple, And then the actually main thing that makes everything simple is God. The God is the one that makes life very simple. I would say that is good, actually. That's very good. I would say that the believing in a God as a creator is not bad, actually. Even though we Buddhists doesn't believe, but it's not bad. Because then the life simplifies a lot. Because it's God. The God will manage everything. You have to be, faithful. You have to be there making the God happy. That's all you have to do. And then the rest, God will take care of you. So simple. And that is bearing that philosophy in your mind, your life is very simple in that way. So therefore everything is like if you have that kind of view, then that kind of view creates or derives into the realm of activities, the action also will be much more simple. For example, the dress is also going to be one, and that's it. Not much of complicated, not much of colorful, not much of things that you have to really talk about. Nothing. That's very gray, because everything goes, the concentration goes to the God. That's all. And also the practice also, when it comes to practice, not only action but the practice, like a practice, ritual practices also have a simpler way of practicing. Whereas now when it comes to the Buddhism, then it has the complication starts. From Theravada to Mahayana to the Vajrayana, and within Vajrayana also there are different tantric levels. So external tantrics are much more easier to practice than the inner tantrics. Inner tantrics are much more easier than the secret tantric. Secret tantric, or the Dzogchen, and then the mother tantric and the union tantrics are very, very complicated. It's just unbelievably complicated. Is why? Because then it comes to one's own individual mind. When it comes to higher, the higher you get, the theory gets in much more deeper in within your mind. Not only the God is not existing, but nothing is exist except your mind. And the mind is also, when it comes to the higher, then mind is also not exist. Nature of mind is not mind. It is a what? Silent. So that is the thing. So this is something that you have to understand. So this is the reason why then the complication starts. But then what you have to do, or what you really have to have as a quality to cope with these sort of things, is you have to have a very open mind, very open-minded. So this is the reason why we, as a Buddhist, generally speaking, we always say, open your mind. Open your mind. You have to open yourself instead of keeping yourself narrowing your mind down. That's not good. You have to open. You have to, you have to, they call it clarify. They call it spaciousness, and they call it crystal light. They call it in a different way of the different terminologies, but actual fact is that your mind needs to be opened in order to have for example, if you want this room to be shined by the sun entirely, you must take off the roof. Otherwise you cannot get the sun in. So similarly, that you must take off your, your conceptual mind, the roof of the conceptual mind. Then the true sun will shine. That is the reason why we always emphasize about that. We always talk nothing but about opening your eyes. Opening. This is the reason sometimes they use it, third eye. Open your third eye. Of course there is no physical third eye that you can open in your forehead. No way. There is no such thing. I don't believe in it. Of course that doesn't mean that there is not possibility. There is no possibility to have eyes up there. No, I don't say that. You may find some baby born with the eyes here. Yes, one day can be possible. I mean, nowadays, you can see many different babies. The one baby has two-headed baby. Yes, many you have that you can see in the newspaper and everywhere. So, one baby, one body with the two head is possible. So that means we have 4 eyes already. Anyway, so of course, why not? You can have 3 eyes. Nothing. There's no reason why not. But that doesn't mean that doesn't apply to what we are talking about. We talk about third eye in Tantric Jnana. Third eye. That actually means you open something. Open your narrow mind. This is the forehead. The forehead part of the body. When you have a little bit of a conservative way of thinking, and we have a little bit of angry and aggressivity and something like something to do with your anger, ignorant, then this part of the body goes like, I don't know what you call that kind of thing, like, I don't know. In English, I don't know how to say, but it goes like this, shrink, not shrink, but lines will come up and and this actually means you are very narrow mind. You are angry. You are sad. You are thinking nonsense, So therefore you have lots of things comes here. You always see a lots of wrinkle here, not wrinkle like this, but wrinkle that way, So you see a lot of things over here. This actually refers that you are thinking a lot, you are worried, you are concerned because of the conservativeness. So in Tantric Jnana, we have a saying that opening third eye over here, instead of having many wrinkles and nonsense over here, just open it, and we have eyes here. It actually means open your narrow mind and let the sun to shine in. Forget every nonsense. Don't think. Don't cling with the conceptual mind. This is what it really represents by having an eye over here. It doesn't mean that real physical eyes need to be there so that you can be tantric practitioner. No way. Of course you can, these days you can operate, I think, plastic surgeries. You can go to a doctor and you pay a little bit of money. I think they'll make you the eyes over here. I'm sure that they can do that. I don't know whether that eye will be able to see anything or not, but they will make a very nice, lovely eyes over there. But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to open your mind to see the real God within yourself, the real thing within yourself. It's nothing that exists out there. So this is the total difference between the Buddhism and the non-Buddhist religion. Now, of course, yes, okay, that's good enough. Now, when we talk about Guru Yoga, the Guru Yoga is, as you know, is a terminology. It's a very specific, special terminology of a Vajrayana tradition. Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga is a special terminology of Vajrayana tradition. And also, this is also a special method. Not only just a special terminology, but it's a special method to open your eyes. To open your, to open the gate to the true world, to the world. We are very closed with the name of religion, name of tradition, name of caste, name of vow, name of precepts, name of being monk, being nun, being woman, being man, being happy, being unhappy. Lots of labels we have. All these labels do nothing but closing the door. That's it. they will definitely help you to close the door, close the lid, so that you will be permanently dark. That's the kind of, how do you say, that's the kind of a help that eventually this thing will give you, or this thing will provide you. So therefore all the labels need to be finished, need to be get rid of. That's very important. All the labels what you have are nonsense actually. All these things you have to be out of all these labels. So this is in order to do that, Guru Yoga practice is very much needed, very much recommended for people like us. Still we need a blessing. The reason why I'm saying this is needed for the people like us means people who need the blessings. Even though blessing is also nonsense. Actually it is a nonsense, but it needs it. Right now it is very much needed. It is very much recommended also. Without blessing we don't get to go anywhere. But so therefore the blessing is very much needed. For example, this is very simple. If you want to cross the river, where there's no bridge, but there's a boat, a small boat that takes you to the other shore. So, what you do now? You have to look for that boat. So you have to get in, sit down, and wait somebody to come and row the boat, and then the boat will be able to go there and take you there and finish the journey. But once you finish the journey, that boat is nonsense. Actually, it's nonsense for you. It is not needed. It's boat. You can even forget it. You don't have to even remember. You don't have to even talk about it. It's just nonsense. If you say, "Oh, that boat is lovely. I want to carry that." You carry that. Okay, you carry it. You carry it and go climb the mountain and go to the Mount Everest. What are you going to do with the boat? It's a nonsense. It was very useful yesterday when you cross the river in Ganges River, but up in the mountain, what are you going to do with that? It's nonsense. It's a stupid to have that boat carrying with you. You don't want to carry. Now, that is the thing. It is a nonsense actually. So this is the reason why I'm saying, even if the blessing is nonsense, even if the teaching is nonsense actually, anything is nonsense, but it's a very much needed. Right at that moment it is very much needed. So therefore, the Guru Yoga is also very much needed right at that moment. This moment, the moment that we are in right now, we need the blessing. We need to practice the Guru Yoga. We need to practice the mantra, tantra. We need to practice the great compassion, love, and all these bodhicitta, all these practices needed. But one has to understand that eventually this all are, what do you call that? All are nonsense. We have to understand that. Eventually nonsense. Eventually not exist. So this is what we have to bear in our mind, so that we will be able to promote ourselves like one after the other. We can just go up and up and up and up and up. Smoothly you'll be improved. If you carry all these things in your mind very permanently, and in other words, if you carry these things with the sense of clinging attitude, very much clinging attitude, clings, with the things that you are there, then of course this will drag you down, and you will never be improved. which is very bad, very sad news, very bad news. If it happens that way, you will never be improved. You will never be coming out of the muddy pool. This is a muddy pool, and you are swimming in the muddy pool and you want to go out of it, but you cannot go out because you are stuck with it. Why? Because you are stuck with that just simply because your own clinging attitude, your own graspy attitude. You are grasping with something. You're always grasping something. So graspy attitude always comes as a grip that keeps you there tightly and never let you to go to the other next step. So you don't want that, definitely. So therefore, mind needs to be very much opened. Though you are practicing genuinely, seriously Guru Yoga, and not only that, 100%, not only just seriously 50, 60%, but the other percentages are just like, okay, not true. That doesn't mean that. The back in the mind, you have to understand everything is impermanent, everything is Mahamudra, everything is everything. So it doesn't really have that much of thing that you can, attach yourself with. But in your practical level, you have to practice 100% devotional, dedication, full dedication, full devotion, full understanding, full sort of, full energy, the full thing, like the generosity, ethics, then tsundu, so that is the thing, the joyful effort. You have to put a full joyful effort, That's a very important. That is, in the Vajrayana we always say, Guru Yoga is everything. Guru Yoga is the practice of the 6 paramita. Guru Yoga is the practice of the, Vinaya, the Bhikshu and Bhikshunis practices. They're like ethical practices, moralities, practice of moralities, etc. Guru Yoga is everything that, the Guru Yoga is the visualizations and all these mantra chantings and ritual practice. Guru Yoga is everything. Guru Yoga is like a entire universe. Usually, people who don't understand the Guru Yoga very well, they think the Guru Yoga is only a method to build the relationship with the Guru and yourself. Especially in a place like America, or I don't know, some newcomers like some modern this thing. The Guru Yoga is like they take it as a kind of a romantic kind of romantic way of practicing, something like a romantic way of approaching the Guru, and to build the relationship with Guru nicely, Guru warmly, Guru as a method to get rid of your loneliness. So the Guru will be coming and support you, so that you will feel not lonely at all. So that sort of thing. But that's nonsense, actually. Guru Yoga is much more than that. Guru Yoga is not only just to build a relationship with the Guru and you. When we say Guru, a Guru represents the universe. It's not just a person. is not just a educated man, educated person, knowledgeable person, compassionate person, or very high Rinpoche, very high master, high bhikshu, high bhikshunis. As you guys, Vietnamese, they always say, most venerable. Two, double most. Most venerable. And most venerable. And venerable. And many levels, So, there's we don't say that. GuruYoga. Guru is not a human being at all. It represents, it refers to the universe, It's a universe thing, universal truth. Even though you are looking at a man, you are looking at a master, but that master representing the universe. He's not representing a most venerable, or he's venerable. No, nothing. He's not even a venerable. He's not even a nothing. He's not even guru also. Guru is just a terminology that we feel comfortable with. So therefore we just rely on terminology. Guru. And Guru also represents. Gu refers, how do you say? Gu comes from the word, Sanskrit words, guna, is the quality. Rupa refers to the universe, the existence of universe. So it's a quality of universe. So he's not a him or her. He's not a educated person or not educated person. He's a kind person. He's a compassionate person. He's a knowledgeable person. He is, such a superb. No way. These are nonsense. He is nothing but the combination of quality of universe. That is Guru. Guru is such a superb word, I would say. Superb terminology. It's such a great terminology, Even though, of course, many people don't like that, because many gurus are a founder of a cult, very cultish kind of way of calling it nowadays. Many. In America, in other countries, maybe in Canada, many places, now many cultish kind of religious or whatever beliefs are founded by many of those so-called guru. So therefore now, straight people in the West, straight people means in the sense, normal kind of, normal means like people like us, little idiot people, kind of, what do you call that? We don't know very much. We just want to believe what we see. That's all. So that sort of thing. Sometimes I call it straight people, because straight. We just don't know. We just don't have any views, right and left. We just have a view, straight view. That's all. So I call it straight people. So straight people like us, we don't like guru very much. The word guru is too much to us. I can understand, because many of the guru being very naughty, they have been really outrageous, So therefore now, of course, the popularity of the name of the guru is very much down. Not much of respected, unfortunately. But actually speaking, terminology of guru is really beautiful terminology. It's just two words, guru, just a small, very, very compact, very nice. But represents a lot. It represents entire quality of universe. So it's so therefore, now of course the faulty or mistake that what we are doing is that we think that person is guru. That is very much wrong. That person, a person, and pointing at him or her, guru. That's not right. He is there to show you the path, and he is there to sort of like mesmerize yourself. And, but then that doesn't mean that he's a guru. Even Buddha Shakyamuni himself said, I am not a Buddha. As long as you see me as a Buddha, you will never see the Buddha. This is what Buddha Shakyamuni said. That he didn't use the word guru though, but he said Buddha. Please don't look at me as a Buddha. I am not a Buddha. Buddha, if you want to see Buddha, you have to get rid of idea of me being a Buddha. First you have to get rid of that idea. Then you will see the Buddha. So, until then, you will never see the Buddha. Please don't see me as a Buddha. So this is a very, very, very profound teaching. But we have even though Buddha said that 100 times, we never understood. Still today we don't understand how to not to see Buddha as a Buddha. We don't see that. We always see Buddha as Buddha. Unfortunately. We always see Guru as Guru. Oh yes. And especially you say, my Guru. He is my Guru. Such a wonderful Guru. Such a kind Guru. Such a compassionate Guru. Wow. Just unbelievable. If he's not there, how can I survive? Finished. I'm finished. This means you are nonsense. You are finished already. That actually means you are finished. He better go. This guy better go. This guy better go. Better finish. This means you are trapped badly. Digging yourself into the what you call that, graveyard. You are in the graveyard by saying that. That's not right. You have to get rid of yourself from that kind of notion. Definitely. That notion kills you, actually. The Guru needs to be seen universal truth, straight away. Gu represent what? Ru represent what? All these things you have to understand very well. And then that will lead you to openness. The universal openness. The great openness. The great perfection. So all these greatness comes right after that. If you have this thing, then you don't see the nature. You don't see the nature of the mind. You don't get to see. No matter what you do, maybe it will help you to get somewhere in terms of, let's say, relative level, but it will never get you to what you are looking for. You will never. This is the reason Buddha, but that is of course not only in the Vajrayana, but Mahayana, Sutrayana, and also the Sutrayana, the Sutrayana believers, they do believe that the fact that the Buddha Shakyamuni said, don't you ever look at me, Buddha, as Buddha. They believe it. They say that the Buddha said that. But then we caught up with the mind that the Buddha Shakyamuni is a Buddha, Mr. So-and-so is my Guru, Mrs. So-and-so is my Guru, this and that. It's just a label is so important. You can never peel the label out and throw it away. It's such a difficult thing to do. And this is very unfortunate, So therefore we caught up with that. And we have no way to go anywhere else. You're just stuck with that. And then that's it. You will never get improved. The compassion will never get improved. Love never get improved. Devotion never gets improved. Why? Because you cannot get rid of that label out of your Guru as being Guru. That is the thing that you have to understand very, very well in order to practice a genuine GuruYoga. The GuruYoga needs to be practiced with the idea of Guru being universal truth, not being a human being, That is the greatest fault or greatest misunderstanding that we have. So therefore, first of all what we need to know is that we have to get the label out of the Guru, saying he's Guru. He's not, first of all, he's not Guru anyway. And who is he? He's a Mr. So-and-so. No, he's not Mr. So-and-so also. And what? He's what? He's Tibetan? No, he's not Tibetan. Throw it away. So who's this? He's nobody. He's the universal truth. That's it. He's not even he. For example, in a sutra of Avalokiteshvara, we say that the Avalokiteshvara is neither male nor female. So this is actually means that the Avalokiteshvara is a great compassion. It's not, Avalokiteshvara is not a male deity or female deity. It has no sex that identifies the Avalokiteshvara. So this is similarly that the Guru is not him, not he. Guru is not her or she. Guru is not a Tibetan nor Indian, foreigner. Nothing. No identification. No label. That is the difficult part, but that is the key part of the Guru Yoga. We, people like us, we have been practicing Guru Yoga maybe most of the life, entire life I would say. Guru Yoga, Guru Yoga, Guru Yoga. How many times you recite the mantra of Guru Yoga? How many times have you did this thing, that thing? Yes, I did 100,000 times, million times, this and that. Yes. But did you manage to take off the label from that man? Okay, most probably your Guru is a human being, a man human being. Okay, then did you manage to take the label out of his head? Wherever the Guru is written? No way. So that means you have not done good job, not well done. Maybe you have done something, but not well done. The real thing, the accomplished thing, like a final thing, what you really supposed to be doing is take the label off. As soon as you take the label off, then that actually means you are practicing Guru Yoga. That actually means the blessing then start to come out, shining, whatever you say, shining, bestowing, radiating, whatever you may call. You can call it very nice, lovely, sexy name for these sort of things. Doesn't really mean anything, but you can use it just to inspire yourself. Because inspiration, mind is very important to aspiration, to inspiration. Inspire yourself. It's very important. So of course, in order to inspire yourself, you can call it by millions of different attractive names. Doesn't matter. Crystal lights, or radiation, or radiating lights. I don't know, whatever. And all these things, shining, sun, shower, There's a call, blessing shower, shower of the blessing, shower of the Guru, shower of the blessing. You can say that because, we like showering. So of course you just sit down, stand under a tab, under this modern shower. This is very, very pleasant to sit there, to stand there, to wash ourselves. It's a pleasure. So of course you can call it you can call it blessing shower, shower of the blessing. Why not? After all, it's a nonsense. Where is shower coming? There's no shower. You will be smelly. You will be smelly like nobody's business. There's no shower, there's nothing, but you just, you can call it shower of blessing. Why? Because it inspires you. And inspiring your mind, after inspiring your mind, it will help you to open your mind more, so that it works a lot. So, go ahead to inspire yourself by calling it with a lot of different interesting names, interesting way of putting the things across. So that sort of thing, So then this itself, like inspiring, the inspirational mind, I would say inspirational mind itself is a blessing. I wouldn't call it, maybe it's a total blessing, but it's a blessing. Inspirational mind itself is a great blessing. Great blessing. So, therefore, GuruYoga is very much connected with the blessing. And blessing is very connected with the mind. And then the mind is very connected with the Guru. So this comes, like boomerang. You throw it and then it comes back. So it's like a, devotional mind, and then the mind itself, and then the Guru, and all these things are very much connected. Very much connected. And the nature of the mind is Guru itself. Guru is the nature of the mind, nature of the universe. This is the reason why Guru, Rupa, Guna, Rupa. Guna, nature, or the quality, or the principle is Guna. Rupa is the universal existence. So of course, the universal existence, the quality or the principle of the universal existence is Guru, nothing but Guru. Guru is nothing but existence of universe, or the quality or the principle of the Guru, principle of the universe. This is something which at least we have to start to understand. We have to, try to understand. This is what I always keep on saying these days, the newcomers and my students. Please don't be attached to me as me, a person. Attached to the lineage, attached to what you call that, the teaching, attached to the teaching, yes. That is the thing. First you think like that. Teaching and the teacher. That is what Buddha Shakyamuni said. Buddha is not important. Second, the most important is Dharma. So that is the thing. In my case also, you please, if you want to attach yourself with something, please don't try to attach to me. Me, I am nonsense. I am just an extra headache for you. Why do you want to get attached to me? Please, if you want to get attached, please be attached to the teachings of my teaching, if you want to get attached. That is much, much, much more healthier than getting attached to me. This is what I always keep on telling to my people, and it's true also. I'm saying in a small scale, but Buddha Shakyamuni is saying in a bigger scale. Same thing, same language, what we are talking about. Buddha Shakyamuni said, please, Dharma means his teaching. His teaching is very, very important. His teaching, I am just giving teaching, but you have to follow the teaching. You have to nourish the teaching. You have to have a devotional way of approaching the teaching. If not, I am nobody. He's saying that. He said that many times. So the same thing. But nowadays, GuruYoga practitioner nowadays, young modern GuruYoga practitioner, their teaching is no longer important. Philosophy is no longer important. Little bit of chanting is okay, because just an excuse to say I am around. That actually means like it's sort of like a hallucinating, It's hallucinating and say, oh, I'm doing something. And also it makes a little bit like a guru happy also that, oh, I asked him to do that, he's doing that, okay, that means he's a very good boy, she's a very good girl. So of course, to keep the relationship that way, so it's nice to do something, yes. But that's not at all the way that GuruYoga is supposed to be developed. GuruYoga is something much, much, much more bigger than that. It has to have a universal understanding. It has to have a deep devotion. It's a devotion. It's a very much devotion. It is not something emotional level. It's just not only just an emotion. Yes, he's such a great guru, and I am not bad. I'm also great. Not great, but I'm also, like pretty good anyway, pretty good student. So we're matching a lot. What I think is really my guru say, the same thing, So what he said is very matching with my life. So we are so matching. So this is what I say. It's a romantic idea already, a very much romantic idea. And so matching and all these, almost like a couple. Marrying a boy, marrying a girl. It's something like that, almost like a marriage. In a way, nothing wrong anyway. Spiritual marriage and then the material marriage is. There can be a similarities there. So that can be even spiritual marriage. Can be call it spiritual marriage also. In a way, there's nothing wrong. But if you have that idea, planted into your conceptual mind, then this is a killer, because this really leads you to the 100% wrong direction. That is not right. So therefore, I always say, rather than having a romantic idea to start with, we have to have devotional mind, very much devotional mind. Devotional in the case of, in the sense that, total understanding of the, whatever I said, guru, what gu means, ru means, and what this guru, this man, that pointing to a man, Tibetan guy, or it may be Indian guy, or whatever, whoever he is or she is coming from, then you point to him. Who is he actually? You should find out. Who is he? Who is this person? What is he doing? What is he represents? So that is something you have to dig and find out. That is the thing. This is the way you develop the true devotion, real devotion, not emotional devotion, but the real devotion. You will find out. If you try to find out, you will find out what is there. For example, if you find out whether there is an elephant in this room, you find out, and then you will find out. That doesn't mean that you will find an elephant here. But you will find the fact that elephant is not here. That means you found out. You found out that this room has no elephant. No elephants in this room. So you found out. That is so-called what you found out. So this is so-called the wisdom of Guru. Is he that? Is she that? Blah 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 blah. You found out. And nothing. And then that means nothingness, emptiness. That is the great gate to the universe, to the real, true Guru. It will come. If you find out that, then that is the gate. That is the main gate that you are open, or you are leading you to the true nature of the GuruYoga. But we are not asking that question. Instead, we have that, how do you say that graspy attitude to the figure of the Guru. Oh, he's a tall, he's a fat, he's a young, he's educated. As I said before many times, when I hear that the people are saying, people saying, my Guru is so and so and so and so. He is so kind. He is so educated. He is so and so. Yeah, he's from that. I feel really pain. To hear these sort of things. I mean, I don't want to say that, but of course I never said that, but I feel that, come on, shut up, don't say anything. Keep yourself. Keep it for yourself, but don't talk, please. Enough, I want to say that, I'm so, I can't take it, when people keep on saying something about their guru. Please, shut up. Because it doesn't mean anything. It shows their weakness, their sadness, their hunger, their dissatisfaction, that sort of thing. It's so draggy, when I hear that, it never makes me feel that such a great, he found such a great guru, lucky him, no way. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Because I know how to approach the Guru Yoga. I know what this guru means. And this guy is saying that his guru is such an educated, such a nice person, such a kind. Yes, but stop it. Just don't talk, You got it wrongly, guy. Please. You got it wrongly. You got him wrongly. He's a great, yes, but that is not what you want. You want something. But this is not that your guru is not great. But you have to be great in terms of getting guru as a great person. You have to be great. So of course you go back and do some mundro, do some preliminary practice. Please, don't talk about the guru. Sit down and go back to wherever you come from. And then practice mundro, practice purification. Hundreds of millions of thousands of prostration you have to do. Hundreds of millions of, Vajrasattva you have to do. You have to do all that. Milarepa did how many years of constructing and fulfilling the Guru's wishes. Constructing buildings, Huge buildings, And destroy. After finishing, almost finished, and then of course, Guru comes and say, okay, destroy. I don't like this. My son would not like this also. This is meant to be a resident for my son. My son will not like this kind of shape. No, please destroy and build somewhere. This is not a very good place also after all. We have to find a nice place. And then you please build another one. My son will definitely like it. That place. This place is not very good. Sorry. Take off. So, how many years of doing that? By himself, without any machines or bulldozers or anything. He just did it by his hand. Why? Because he needs to purify so that he will see Guru as a universal truth. Not as a marpa, a person. No, as a universal truth. That's the main reason why he had to go through all these difficulties. So this is the reason why I always feel that when people say something like that, yes, okay, but go back and do mundro. Go back and do mundro. Purify yourself. This is what I always say. And I definitely feel that we need purification. Purification means in the sense that we have to purify the misconcept. Misconcept means the concept of saying the Guru is Guru. A Guru is a human being. My Guru is a Tibetan. My Guru is Indian. I am so and so. And then on top of that you can say good things. He's educated, he's kind, he's this, he's that. Doesn't matter, he's unkind also, okay. Very good. Marpa is most unkind in the world, I think. Unkind master. Marpa is most unkind. Marpa Lotsa, the master, the guru of Milarepa, is most unkind in the world. Doesn't matter. It didn't matter to Milarepa at all. Marpa didn't have to be kind, romantic, soft, no way. Marpa is so unkind. Unkind guru. It doesn't matter. Unkind guru can be there. Kind guru is there, yeah. Probably I will prefer to have a kind guru. If you ask me whether you like kind Guru or unkind Guru, I would say I prefer kind Guru, of course. But of course, doesn't matter. If I can cope with anything, it just doesn't matter. Kind Guru or unkind Guru, the Guru is Guru, doesn't matter. But for us, we need a kind Guru. And not only we need a kind Guru, but we have a graspy attitude towards that person and give him a big label saying, kind Guru, a big label. So this is big nonsense, big mistake, huge mistake already done. This is not right. You have to have a universal concept, the concept of being universe. Okay, anyway, time is up for this morning, and we will be teaching on this sort of thing quite a number of times, I think. Anyway, I was request Singit Seva also, so I will go through the Singit Seva also a little bit. But Singit Seva or any kind of practices or teaching needs to go through the GuruYoga. Without GuruYoga, we cannot practice any kind of things. We can't. You may be practicing green Tara, white Tara, Avalokiteshvara, what you call that, the Amitabha. You can practice hundreds of them, but GuruYoga is the principal practices of everything. So it's very much needed, the GuruYoga needs to understand thoroughly. Very much important. Very, very, very important. So anyway, today being a first day, I wanted to thank you all once again. And of course this retreat was initially requested by the Zangchod from Vietnam, and arranged by the nuns over here, the office, the Amitabha office. They arranged nicely, and I hope you guys will I wouldn't say enjoy, but we'll have a pretty good time and of this retreat. But overall, I think it's most important while you are in a retreat not to talk, not to gossip. I always tell my nuns over here also that who are in the retreat, I'm not permitting or I'm asking them not to talk. And the same with you guys, that you are in a retreat right now for a couple of days. During the retreat, you should not be talking. Silent. Mostly the silent retreat is the best retreat. And of course, if you want to discuss about the teachings or something that related to the retreat, then of course you are allowed. You are most welcome to talk, asking questions or whatever. But I think just gossiping how, weather is so cold, so hot, the dusty, smoky, hungry, drinking, sleeping, how was your last night, when did you come here? This is none of our business. They are here anyway. When did they come? It doesn't matter. They came here anyway, so it doesn't matter, Which flight they took doesn't matter. Which flight they're going to take back doesn't matter. Let it be. They are here already anyway. These are sake of conversation, These are just to kill the time. If you have a lot of time and if you want to kill the time, as you always say, then of course these conversations are very much needed. But I don't think a retreat is appropriate to do these sort of things, And don't ask a lot of questions. It makes people also make talking, and that's not good for them also, So let it be, make them happy, make them, leave them alone, leave them alone. Don't provoke their emotions. Don't provoke them to talk. Just leave them alone. And this retreat is overall, it needs to be, every minute of this retreat supposed to be, rejuvenating the energy that you have been losing or that you have been sort of like missing missing while you are in a big city and office and work and commitment, like a samsaric commitment. You have to rejuvenate all these things, regenerate it. So this is a kind of a this retreat is meant to be a kind of a place or a, what do you call that? A program of rejuvenating your energy again. So let's do that by staying calm and peace in a meditative mode, and blank. I mean, of course, the blank is not good words, not good terminology for the true Maha Mudra practice for us. But in a way, for us, like a very beginner, blanking yourself is also very much the key point to start with. So sometime you try to blank yourself. Do nothing, say nothing, think nothing. Leave it in the moment, in that moment. Live moment by moment, live by moment, not by thinking future and the past. Just remain on its own nature, the momentary nature. That is very important. Try to sort of like squeeze the principle of the life by not having, by living yourself in the moment. I wouldn't call it peace. I wouldn't call it any kind of thing, peace or tranquilate or whatever. You cannot. I wouldn't like to call these fancy name. Just right there. Just be right there. Just be there. That's it. Just be there. Keep silent. That's it. And that itself is a great moment. Whatever you may call, you will find a name for that. That you are free. You can go and find a fancy name for that. But it doesn't matter. Just be there. That's it. And don't steer it up by a lot of fabrication. That is very much the principle of the retreat. The principle, the principle, I would say the main scale of the retreat. Thank you. Kome densa embe ne tato ritun rimje tokpa jongshin mala gyube sulka simbara sho jewa kundu yangda lama jalme chogi bala longje jin sata alamgi sho janjubu samjo jo jewara tambe chula nanden je salama parche dije yule jewa yamto gongdu philwe ta shi sho